Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe, Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe. So this is Sunday's Satsang, Hari Katha, the first day of Chaturmasya Brat, and July 11th, 2022. A few years ago at this time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in South India in Sri Rangam. He spent the whole 4 months of the rainy season in Sri Rangam with Venkata Bhatta, recorded. Today is Hari Katha, the first day of Chaturmasya, the 4-month Brat, and usually it rains a lot, so people can't move around so much, so they stay in one place. So Mahaprabhu was in South India in Sri Rangam, and he stayed in the house of Brahman Venkata Bhatta. And Venkata Bhatta had a little young boy about 10 years old named Gopal Bhatta Goswami Ki. So Gopal Bhatta got to serve Lord Chaitanya and associate with him. So Lord Chaitanya, this very day, it was the first day he spent in Gopal in Venkata Bhatta's house. So just try to imagine, invoke the memory of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because we're Gaudiya Vaisnavas. We should always invoke memories and the leelas and pastimes and mercy of Mahaprabhu to do our Radha Krishna bhajan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is always doing Radha Krishna bhajan. He's in the mood of Radharani. We're in the mood of Radharani also. So we're trying to develop the mood of Radharani and become Kripa Patras of Radharani, recipients of her mercy. And ultimately we want to be servants of Radharani's Mahabhav. That's the perfection of her offering to Krishna as her Mahabhav, Divyanmad Mahabhav. So Mahaprabhu, he was moment to moment absorbed in that Mahabhav of Radharani. So these 4 months of the rainy season, he's sharing all that Mahabhav with Venkata Bhatta and Gopal Bhatta. So it had a good effect on Gopal Bhatta. He came to Vrindavan and manifested Radha Ramana Ki Jai. Radha Ramana Giridhari, Giridhari Shamavanavari. Mera Radha Ramana Giridhari, Giridhari Shamavanavari. Mera Radha Ramana Giridhari, Giridhari Shamavanavari. Giraj Dharan Ki Jai. Varashritu Ki Jai. Rainy season. So, Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Okay, what's the question? More questions? Yeah, go ahead, sir. Yes, sir. Question.
Well, it's my understanding that Varunadev, he gets offended for some reason if we take bath before 3, maybe it wakes him up or something. So I was wondering if that was the reason he gets offended, and then also if he will not get offended if we're doing it so we can take bath really early at 2 or 1 o'clock and do nice japa, if that would not offend it, because it's devotions.
That's something about bathing Yamuna too early, like Nanda Baba.
Yeah.
What, you hear the question?
Yeah. Well, what's the reason? What is the reason that Varunadev sometimes gets offended when?
Yeah, Varunadev arrested Nanda Baba. So the person is asking a question. The question is there a certain time we can't bathe in Yamuna? Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's been explained to me so many different ways. Some people say we can't take bath anywhere, even in our.
Even in your house?
Yeah, they say before 3 we can't even take bath in our house or Varunadev will get offended or something. I don't know why he gets offended, and I don't know the exact rules and regulations of it. There's a lot of confusion.
Not much fan back there. You came closer to get more fan, but whatever. Fan's right here. Sit here and you get the best thing. So, what is the question? Bathe, what time to bathe, what time not to bathe?
That's one of the questions.
So, people that follow Shastra, because that's a good thing to do, because Krishna tells us in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 16, verse 23, Yashastra vidim utrija vartate kamakarata nasasidam avapnoti nasukam na pramgatim. If you don't follow Shastra, you don't get happiness, you don't get perfection, you don't attain steady in your bhajan or your human life, and you don't go to the higher destination, pramgati, param vaikuntha negaya. You don't go to the spiritual world. So Shastra are the guidelines, do the yama and niyama. So vidhi means rules and laws. So there's vidhi about bathing. So the vidhi in the bathing said you shouldn't bathe before Brahma Muhurta hour. So Brahma Muhurta hour is a fixed time, although people argue about it. But among sages and rishis, they say Brahma Muhurta starts at 3:30 every day. So it doesn't have anything to do with the moonshine rising. Because some people say Brahma Muhurta, 1.5 hours from sunrise is the beginning of Brahma Muhurta, and it goes for 1 Muhurta, which is 45 minutes. But in the Sadhalog, they say, and my Guru told me himself, because I asked him this very same question directly, he said, I said that rule also. He said, that doesn't apply. Brahma Muhurta I said, so I should get up at 3:30. He said, no, you should be doing bhajan by 3:30. You have to get up at 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, take bath. And so basically, because 3:30 is Brahma Muhurta, so bathing at 3 o'clock anywhere is okay. So apparently Nanda Maharaj, his watch wasn't working or something, but he took bath too early and Runadev arrested him. So by that example, he's teaching, you have to follow the niyam. You should follow Shastra. If you don't follow Shastra, you get punished. So Nanda Maharaj was punished. He was abducted by the servants of Runadev and taken to the underwater kingdom of Runadev. So that's a punishment. You want to be with Lala, you want to be back in his palace. He's a king, now he's underwater in somebody else's palace, held captive, kidnapped, like a prisoner. It's like, what is this? I'm a king of Braj. I'm worship, I'm honored. You grab me like a common thief and take me to your kingdom. You bathe too early. So of course Runadev, he chastised his servants. He said, you stupid Pagal, this is the king of Braj. Why you brought him here? So that's one level of understanding the Shastra. But the other level is Runadev is a great devotee of Krishna. He's a devata. He's a sur. There's sur and asur. So Runadev is one of the 33 main devatas of Vedic Dharma. So Runadev is very clever. Devatas are very clever. How can I get Krishna's darshan? Krishna never dies under the water so far. He dies under the water in Pavan Srovar, the swim over the Radharani, comes back. But if to get to my kingdom, you only have to go down so far. And it's not possible for him. He's a little boy. He can't die so deep. So how am I going to get his darshan? Because I'm not leaving on Varunadev. I stay in the water. So he said, if I kidnap his father, he'll come and save him, because Krishna always saves the Vrishvasis. No one ever perishes in Braj because Krishna is always there. But he's not there to directly save you from some calamity. He'll be there when you die. He'll be in your mind. He'll manifest in your mind. If you're in a coma, or a shock or whatever, can't think or meditate on Krishna. Krishna himself will manifest in the mind of the devotee who dies in Vrindavan. This is guarantee, a blessing of Vrindavan. Vrindavan is Krishna Kripa. So Brunadev wanted to have darshan of Krishna, so he stole none of it. So don't bathe before 3. That's the bottom line. Don't bathe the Yamuna before 3 o'clock. Radha Kunda you can bathe any time. Radha Kunda is all the sacred rivers. Om Gange Chajumana Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jale Svinthanadim Kuru. This is the mudra for calling sacred rivers. You go like this and put your middle finger, touch the tip in the water, and chant a mantra. You call the sacred rivers to your Ashwan cup. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Knowing?
I'm guilty of something.
Not knowing. This is just for Radha Kunda water and you got everything. Put one drop. I gave you a bottle of Diksha. Put one drop in your Achman and you have Ganga, Saraswati, Dev-prayag, Rudraprayag, all sub-prayags. Shankar Bhagavan ki, Mahadev ki jai, Gopal Mahadev ki jai. So it's good to bathe. Once or twice a day is very good. Twice is good. Thrice is better. She bathes 5 times a day, 3 times in the shower, 2 times in the swimming pool. Sounds like a mermaid, you know. So, Kushal's feature film, Underwater Mermaid, Vrindavan, caught live, mermaid caught in Yamuna, by Kushal Chaudhary. I saw it on the National Geographic film. Live mermaids. They're black in color, like Krishna's color, you know, they're black. Maybe she was swimming on Amavasya. She didn't want anybody to see her, so she wore black on Amavasya. She'll put black musk on your face also. Kasturi is black, and then you wouldn't see. Radhe show. Okay. We're off to a good start here. Okay, questions. What I have a question to you. Hey, hello, Govinda. You just went on yatra to Puri, Jagannath Puri Dham and Mayapur Dham. What's the most amazing thing you saw?
Most biggest realization that Vrindavan is best.
You went on a yatra for 2 weeks, 3 weeks to Mayapur Dham, Navadvip Dham, Jagannath Puri Dham. And his conclusion was Vrindavan is the best. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. No argue, I don't think with that. Okay, that's good. That's not recorded, by the way. It's on that, on the. Hello, Internet. Hello, everybody out there. I offer my respectful dandavats to everyone and pray for your mercy, and I'll pray to wait to Charity to bless everyone on praying bhakti. Jai Radhe. Any questions? Yeah, Bolo.
Radhe Radhe. I don't understand exactly what is the difference between Goloka and Gokula. If there is difference between Goloka and Gokula, or if
Goloka and Gokul.
yes,
The word is there any difference between Goloka and Gokul? So the Shastras use these words Goloka and Gokul in different in meaning different things. So you have to see the particular usage of where the word is used. Goloka can refer to Vaikuntha. Depends on the Shastra and the context of the Shastra. I go in. You have to see the context. What is the meaning of Goloka or Gokul? Yeah, sit there. It's nice. That's a good place. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Oh, see that girl. That was good. No. Yeah. So generally, Goloka can mean Vaikuntha. All the Vaikuntha planets are called Goloka. But that's why we say Goloka Vrindavan. So that means Vrindavan. So Vrindavan here, Vrindavan there is the same. But when they say Gokul, it usually means where Krishna's Leela is being manifested. Krishna's Prakat Leela is called Gokul Leela. And sometimes some different Shastras, different authors, they describe the Aprakat Leela as Gokul Leela also, so it gets a little confusing. But if it's just Goloka by itself, you have to see the context, what's being described, whether it's Vaikuntha being described, or the totality of the spiritual world, or it's Vrindavan. Did you sit here? You're on a Testa region between Maya Shakti and Krishna Shakti. You can go either way. This is what they say in some circles. Await to Krishna Baba. Dhanavad, Jaya Radhe. Welcome, Swagatam, Swagatam. Swagatam, Vacham, Swagatam, Vacham. Okay, questions? Questions? Yes, sir.
There's some Vaishnava schools that don't agree with the conclusions of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Is there any way you can explain the reasons in a nutshell?
There are some Vaishnava schools that don't agree with the conclusions of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Is there any reason, in brief, we can explain why they don't accept those conclusions? They don't? When you say some Vaishnava schools don't accept the conclusions of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that is true. It's not only some Vaishnava schools, it's practically 99% of the whole Gaudiya Sampradaya doesn't follow the conclusions of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. To put it more precisely, I think you know that also, so there's no fault in your question. But the idea is that for ISKCON Gaudiya Math, the conclusion of Bhaktivinoda Thakur are absolute truth, and that's what they run with, and that's what they preach and follow. So, Jaya Radhe. So the problem with the other Radhesham, with the other majority of the Gaudiya Sampradaya, is many of the teachings of the books and writings of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, at least the way they're translated in English and even Hindi, they don't appear to match the teachings of the six Goswamis. Like there's something called Tatastha region. He calls it Tatastha region, but the Goswamis in their books, they don't describe any Tatastha region. They say the Jivatma is Tatastha Shakti. There's verses in Chaitanya Charitamrita that say the Jiva is Tatastha Shakti. So nowhere in the Goswami books they describe any Tatastha Shakti. They say that the Jivas, there's Nityabhada and Nityamukta. The Nityabhada Jivas are eternally bound in this material world since beginningless time. There's 3 verses in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Sanskrit is Anadi Avidya. Anadi Avidya means beginningless time. There's no beginning. Because sometimes when they write about the Jiva, the identity of the Jivatma, that means us, or Aham Jivatma. We're Jivatmas. When they write in some of these modern contemporary books of Gaudiya philosophy, they write, the Jiva has been in the material world since time immemorial. But time immemorial, in this word immemorial, I read it myself in many popular books. We've been here since time immemorial. There's a flaw in this word, in English at least, because in memorial, in that word is the word memory. So it means that it implies that I've been here for some time, but I can't remember when it started. But there's no start. That's all. Because if you can't, in memoriam is it's not in my memory. In memoriam means not in my memory. So the right word is beginning. The definition of jiva is beginningless ignorance. Because it's beginningless, there's no cause. If something doesn't have a beginning, there's no cause to its beginning because it's beginningless. So that's like, whoa, wait a minute. It doesn't sit with our rational thinking because we're rational, and the trans-rational reality of spiritual subjects doesn't fit in a causal framework of the mundane mind. A plus B equals C. Well, in spiritual reality, A plus B equals D. So it's like quantum mechanics. You teach quantum mechanics, and an ordinary person can't understand what's going on there. It's a whole different calculation. So in his books, in Jaya Jaya and other books, he says all the jivas are manifested from the Tatastha region, and they glance at the glitter of the material energy, and they glance at the glitter of the jyoti of the spiritual energy. Some jivas, and he said the jivas are sitting on like a tip of a dagger, a chaku, dagger, knife. And they can go either way. If you have a mustard seed on top of a dagger, it can go right or left. So some jivas, they look at the glitter and say, that's really nice, shining, very attractive. And they go for it. And that's Maya Jyoti. And they become bound, they become Nitya Bhada, they become eternally bound. And other jivas in that Tatastha region, that's the region between the material and spiritual world, which he writes about, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Other jivas glance towards the Vaikuntha Jyoti, Brahma Jyoti, spirit, and they choose that. First of all, there's no free choice in the jiva to start with. And secondly, there's no such region as a test region. You can't find it anywhere in Goswami books. There's no beginning. No one has a choice to be here. We're here. There's no cause. It's causeless. We're here. It's Bhagavan's arrangement. The jivas are jivatmas are eternally manifested from Mahavishnu and withdrawn from Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu is another name for Paramatma. Paramatma is also called Mahavishnu. The jivas are, when there's Shristi, the jivas are manifested in the Maya Jagat, and they get a body, and they get their karmas enacted, and they live out their karma. Then when there's Pralaya, it's called Shristi Pralaya. Shristi Pralaya doesn't mean creation, destruction. It's wrongly translated in English. Shristi Pralaya means creation and destruction. But Shristi means manifestation, and Pralaya means unmanifested. Manifest, unmanifested. Now you see it, now you don't. Like I show you, here's an apple. It disappeared. No, it disappeared. It's not manifest your vision. It still exists behind my back. So the jivas are manifest when they're Shristi, and they're unmanifest when there's Pralaya. But the whole time they're in the body of Mahavishnu, and they're dormant. They're waiting to activate for the next when the next manifestation Shristi goes on. The jivas are injected in material energy, and they carry on with their karma. It's eternal. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur's opinions are different than the Goswamis on many crucial key points. Identity of the jiva. That's a jiva tattva is a crucial tattva. So therefore, many traditional Vaishnavas they don't run with his books. They're good books, and there are very very many good things in there, but there's many things that don't agree, at least in English, and they don't agree externally with the teaching of the six Goswamis. So we're in this material jagat. We didn't have a choice. We're here. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. Okay, question. You have a question? No, okay. You speak Hindi, you can ask in Hindi, people can translate. You have translators if you want to ask in Hindi or... You want to ask a question? Fatiji. Fatiji, Prashna Bolo. Okay, work about it. Work on it. Anybody else? Go in there, come on. Tata Brahma Jignasa. No? Yes?
I have questions.
Okay, good.
Gurudev, in the first part of the limbs of bhakti is Ado Guru Padashreya. That is the first thing, and even in Bhakti Sandarbha also.
That's the first thing and the last thing.
Yes. That is what is my question.
That's everything.
Yeah, everything is so. That is so. In that everything is there. Then means it is. My question is like in Bhakti Sandarbha also, Jiva Goswami stresses on Guru Prema, Guru Seva, Guru Charanashraya. So if that is the beginning, then that is there everything. Then why many elaborate things are given? That is the question. Actually, you said that is what is my.
The question is that Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in the second chapter describing Samanya Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti, Rupa Goswami explains where does it begin? Where does Bhakti begin? So if one gets the mercy of Krishna directly, Bhakti can begin by the mercy of Krishna. Because usually what we find is people start practicing Bhakti before they get a guru. So that means the Adi Guru, Jaya Guru, Sri Krishna. So he gives them mercy, gives them kripa, inspires them to do Bhakti. Shravanam Kirtan Vishnu Smarana. So the original Guru is Krishna. So if the person is if Krishna gives more fortunate person, he leads them to a guru, Sadguru, who is also Krishna Rupam, in the 7th canto of Bhagavatam, 15th chapter, 26th verse. Yes, Sakshat Bhagavati is describing Guru. Guru is Sakshat Bhagavan. So that's Guru. Krishna gives you bhakti, you start doing bhakti. Guru gives you bhakti. So the first limb of bhakti is surrender to Guru. So if Krishna gives you bhakti, you're already surrendered to Krishna. Krishna's accepted you, and then so now you're accepted by Krishna. You don't have any particular Guru except Paramatma. Paramatma in the heart. It's called Chaitya Guru in the heart. He's inspired you to surrender to him and start doing bhakti. So you're doing bhakti. So there's no, what's the Guru Pada Shraya? You already got it. So that's one case scenario. So then you say, I want to do bhakti. So then you get books about bhakti. What is bhakti? Shravana Kirtan Vishnu Smaranam. I should read Shastra, I should chant Krishna's name, I should do puja, I should associate with devotees, I should do parikramana. You learn from all the books of the books about Gaudiya, about Vaishnavism, what is bhakti, and you start practicing bhakti on your own, being inspired by Krishna in the heart. So if a person does that, he can attain perfection, but without a guru. But there's a big but. So the big but is, if part of that perfection, to attain that perfection, you have to study Shastra. It's called Shastra Swadhyaya. Shastra Swadhyaya. You have to study Shastra every day. Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. What's that verse? Nasta Preshu Bhajeshu. Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. Bhagavati Tamashloka. Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. You want strong, concentrated nishtita. Nishtita and bhakti, you have to study Shastra every day. That's why Prabhupada established daily Bhagavatam classes. Very good. It's Panchanga Bhakti. So when you read a Shastra, they'll say, you read a Shastra and you read Mandaka Upanishad. And it says, Tad Vijnanartam Sagarum Evavigachet. Mandaka Upanishad. Tad Vigyan Artam Sagarum Evabhigachet. What does that mean? It means Vigyan Artam. You want to attain or realize the highest absolute truth, you have to go, Abhigacha means you have to go to a guru. Oh, have to go to a guru. And I read Ram had a guru, Vasishtha, Chaitanya had a guru, Ishwapuri, Krishna had a guru, Sanipani Muni, and Garga Rishi. You have to have a guru. So then you look for a guru. And then Guru Pada Shraya. Then you surrender to the lotus feet of Guru. So the first limb of Bhakti and Bhakti Rasmi Sindhu, there's 64 limbs described. 64 limbs. Chosata Bhakti Anga. Chosata Bhakti Anga. And the first Anga is Guru Pada Shraya. Surrender to the lotus feet of Guru. Then what's the second one? Diksha. Diksha Adi Shikshanam. You take Diksha, beginning you get Diksha, then you get Shiksha. Because there's no surrender and no Shiksha. Because without surrender, Shiksha doesn't make any fruit. It just goes in one ear. There's no Atma Samarpan, there's no Sharanagati Bhav at the lotus feet of Samacharya. You can read Shastra for 100 years and never get anything. Guru is the key to Krishna's heart, and Guru is the key to liberation. Take out the key and you're stuck in a locked prison called Maya Jagat. Samsara Dava Nalalita Loka Shanaya Karanya Ganaganatam Praptasya Kalyan. Praptasya Kalyan. Praptasya Kalyan. The Guru has acquired all auspicious things. What is the most auspicious thing? Krishna Bhakti. Pratasya Kalyan. Gunarnava, Arnava, he's an ocean of auspicious good qualities. Gunarnavasya. Pratasya Kalyana, Gunarnavasya. Vande Guru Sri Charanarvinda. So why miss the opportunity of getting a guru? Human life is meant for that. Tamasi Mam Jyotir Gama. Go to the light of the Guru's Kripa. Guru Kripa. That verse that we quoted from 7th Canto, chapter 15, verse 26. It says, Yes, yes, Sakshat Bhagavati, Gyanadipena Guru Prade Guru. The second line of the verse in 7th canto Bhagavatam, 15th chapter, 26th verse. I had one class, I was giving a class, and there was some lady sitting next to me. She's going, like, look on her phone. I said, you have Bhagavatam on your phone? And she said, yeah. I said, is it, am I right? Yeah, it's right. She goes, right here. I said, okay, good. I'm seeking truth. Satyam, Satyam. So it says, yes, yes, Sakshat Bhagavati. The Guru is directly Bhagavan, and Gyanadipena Guru Prade. Gyanadipena. Deep means light, like, Vishwadeep. Deep means light, Deepam, and Gyan means transcendental wisdom, and Prade means he gives it out. Guru. So the Guru, the light is Guru, the light of knowledge, and the fire of knowledge eliminates all karma. What's that verse in Gita? The fire of knowledge burns up all this. Follow, Jorse. Okay, that is okay. No problem. There's so many verses in Gita that say the fire of knowledge burns out the karma bijam. So what was the question? The question is, the Guru, because in the verse before that, in 17, Canto 7, chapter 15, verse 25, says, Etat sarvam Guru Bhakti Yanjasa Yavasha. Very easily, you can get Etat sarvam, you can get everything by Guru Bhakti, devotional love for Guru. So the question is asked, the first limit of Bhakti is surrender to Guru. And this Bhagavatam verse is saying by Guru Bhakti you can get everything. So why do we have to do anything else? We just sit around and hold on to the Guru's lotus feet all day. And when he eats, he'll give us some remnants, so we won't die. We'll just hold on to his feet. He'll eat, and I'll eat, and we'll eat, and I'll go back to God that way. Yeah, you can do that. But the Guru may kick you off his feet. The Guru may kick you off his feet and say, go do some seva. Go distribute books. Go do kirtan. Go do samadhi, Prabhupada Swami, do kirtan. Or whatever. Maybe do some seva. Go edit some videos. Or whatever. So seva is required. So Guru seva, Pada Sevanam. Because Bhakti means Pada Sevanam. Okay, I take shelter, hold on your feet. Okay, now get out, let go of my feet, do some seva. So you're a grihastha, so having children, having Krishna conscious children, that's also seva to Guru. So you just do your normal routine, and always remember, like I said, the success formula is always remember Krishna in your heart, and keep Krishna's feet in your heart, and always keep Guru's feet in your head. Guru Charan, Shir Parupar?
Shirodharyam.
Shirodharyam. Sounds like Sanskrit. Guru Charan Shirodharyam. And Krishna Charan, read it under him. Dil me under. That's the way to go. One thing I like about this Pandit Govinda Das Ji, he always talks about Guru. Because he, among my students, he has the most understanding of Guru Tattva. Jaya Radhe. Bhakti Bhavatu. Questions? Oh no. This girl again. Okay, smarty girl. Okay, go ahead.
I have a question in Madhurya Kadambini. I hear about the offense, when he speak about the offenses, the 10 offenses of the holy name. And I don't understand the second offense. he write, considering the names of Sri Vishnu and Sri Shiva to be different. I don't understand because chanting Hare Krishna and chanting Om Namah Shivaya, there is some difference. So in which sense?
The question is asked about the second offense, the Nama Dasaparat. The second offense is Shiva, Vishnu Shivasya Guna, what is it?
Bhedam.
Guna Vedam. So it's sometimes translated to see any difference between the name of Vishnu and the name of Shiva. So how do I understand this? But there's another translation of that word. So the way to understand that these are offenses against Krishna now, to think that Shiva as a personality is superior or equal to or superior to Vishnu. Shiva Tattva is inferior to Vishnu Tattva. Of course, Shiva Bhaktas will argue about that, but that's because they believe differently. But this is the teachings of most of the Shastra. Vishnu is the supreme. So Vishnu name, so basically when one chants, even if one chants Om Namah Shivaya, you can say it's equal to Vishnu, depending on the consciousness of the person who's chanting. Because the word Shiva means auspicious, right? It means auspicious, Mangal. So Shiva is another name for Krishna also.
I didn't know.
Yeah, the Sanskrit words have many meanings. So Shiva means auspicious. So when you're chanting Om Namah Shivaya, you think Krishna, you're most auspicious, and you're a great pure devotee. Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. This is the 12th canto of Bhagavatam. It says, Vyasadeva is saying, Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. Of all the Vaishnavas, Shambhu, Shankar Bhagavan Shiva, is the best. He's a Param Vaishnava. Shambhu. Shambhu means Shiva. So if you're chanting Shiva's name and thinking this describes the all-auspicious Vishnu and it describes the all-auspicious great devotee Shiva, you get prema that way by chanting Om Namah Shivaya. It's the consciousness that determines the result. Dog, minor bird can also chant Hare Krishna, but he's not going to see Krishna Nitya Lila. He doesn't have the consciousness, doesn't have the capacity to have the consciousness to see the Lila. So you can chant Shiva's name also. When you go in the mandir, you can chant. Shivratri, you can chant. Shiv Chaturasi is called Shivratri. It's in Falgun Krishna Chaturasi. Falgun Maina Krishna Chaturasi is called Shivratri. So you chant Om Namah Shivaya. Very nice. Har Har Bam Bam Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Deva Mahashiva. There's one song they sing. Har Har Deva Mahashivaya. Namo Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Har Har Bole.
Yeah, Har Har Bole. Namo Shivaya. Namo Shivaya. And I go way up. Namo Har Har Bole. Namo Shivaya. Shankar Bhagavan ki Jai. Kavishwar Mahadev ki Jai. Kuteshwar Mahadev ki Jai. Vankandi Mahadev ki Jai. Nandishwar Mahadev ki Jai. Chakaleshwar Mahadev ki Jai. Kameshwar Mahadev ki Jai. Jai Mahadev ki Jai. Amarnath Baba ki Jai. Kedarnath Baba ki Jai. Pashupatinath ki Jai. Somnath Baba ki Jai. There's Shivas everywhere. Sarvagata. He's blessing all of the bhaktas, all the devotees. She was blessing Ram bhaktas. She was blessing Vishnu bhaktas. She was blessing Krishna bhaktas. And she was blessing Radha bhaktas. How does Shiva bless Radha bhaktas? That's the question. Oh, let's make a new tape. Now, the Katha Vachakwala is asking a question. How is Shiva, what's the question?
How Shiva blesses Radha Bhaktas.
How Shiva blesses Radha Bhaktas? What's the answer? Oh,
Advaitacharya. Through Advaitacharya.
he says, that's really good. I told you, he thinks he's a guru. I said, how does Shiva bless the devotees of Radharani? He said, Advaitacharya. Because Advaitacharya is Sadashiva. His other form is Sadashiva. And his wife is Sita Devi, and she's Yogamaya. Yogamaya means Durga, Parvati. So that's a very clever answer. Especially true in your case, because you're away to Parivar. You're initiating the family away to Acharya. That was a very clever answer. So how does Shiva bless the devotees of Radharani? Who are the greatest devotees of Radharani? The gopis. So the gopis prayed every day after Gopishwara showed himself in Vrindavan and in Gopi Rup. The gopis would go every day to Gopishwara and Mahadev and say, Gopishwara, please bless us so we can meet Krishna without any dosh, any faults, any problems. So he said, Krishna Sakshat Milan Bhavatu. Krishna Sakshat Milan Bhavatu. So they smiled, they danced away and ended up in the Raslila down the street in Vamshivad. So Shiva's blessing the greatest devotees, the gopis, and little devotees like us, sadhakas trying to do devotion. He blesses us. If you want to stay in Brajmandal, you have to have the mercy of Shiva, because he's a Digpal. He's a Digpal. Means he's protecting the directions. Brajas has directions. So you can't come in any direction you come in, Shiva's there to catch you. He has a trishul. Trishul, hey. You're coming here to enjoy? You're coming here to exploit? You're coming here to steal? You get pinched, you get poked. You get poked and pinched by the trishul of Shiva. You're coming here to do bhakti. You want to serve Radha Krishna in pure heart and pure mind, and get the pure mind and pure heart to serve Radha Krishna purely in Brajadam. Okay, I'll give you a place to stay. I'll give you a guru. I'll give you a house. I'll give you everything. It's all blessing of Shiva. Everybody goes to Shiva. Oh, Shiva Mahadev. Dhanam Dehi, Janam Dehi, Dhanam Dehi, Dhanam Dehi, Janam Dehi. Please give me money. Please give me followers. When we go to Shiva, we only pray for one thing. Prem Bhakti Chaye. Prem Bhakti Dedo. Please give me Prem Bhakti. Please give me the Prem Seva, the lotus feet of Radharani. The service of Radharani's feet is all the Gaudiya Vaisnavas want. They don't want anything else than that. So Shiva's, he wrote a beautiful prayer, Radha Kripa Kataksha. It's an Urdhvam Naya Tantra. Nice prayer. Bam Bam Bole. Okay. Jai Shiva. Shiva's above your head there, man. You give me, his dust to his feet are falling in your head. That's good. Okay, questions?
I have a question.
Okay, hold on.
So, well, I don't exactly know about up in the north, but in South India, and which in any Vishnu temple, Shiva is called the Kshetrapalaka, and in any Shiva temple, Vishnu is called the Kshetrapalaka. Well, how exactly does it work? Like, Kshetrapalaka kind of.
The question is asked, in South India, in any Vishnu temple, you'll find a Shiva Linga.
Yeah, Shiva Linga is like, he's the protector of
And he's protecting that temple from bad elements, and he's called a Kshetrapal Vishnu temple. But the question is asked, how is it that in Shiva temples, what do you say?
It's the opposite. Like,
In Shiva temple, the main temple is a Shiva Linga, but they have some small temple of Vishnu in the Shiva temple.
yes.
And they say that Vishnu is the Kshetrapal of the Shiva temple. Well, no problem. Both are correct. Krishna, the mother protects the child, and the child protects the mother. So Vishnu protects his devotee, and devotee protects Krishna. That's true everywhere, all times. If someone comes to give damage to my son, the mother will be there with an iron rod beating the crap out of that guy. And if somebody comes to hurt the mother, the son will be there with an iron rod beating the crap out of that guy. So this is love. Shiva loves Vishnu, Vishnu loves Shiva. It's a simple answer, it's prem. What's the confusion about that? Vishnu, the whole idea is that you can never separate the bhakta from an Ishtadev. So if the Ishtadev is there, Vishnu, then the bhakta must be there, Shiva's there. So if Shiva's there, and it's a Shiva temple, then you can't separate Shiva from his Ishtadev. His Ishtadev is Vishnu, is Sankarshan Ram, is his Ishtadev. So then Vishnu's there as Kshetrapal for Shiva temple, and Shiva's a Kshetrapal for Vishnu temple. You can't separate the lover from the beloved. So the beloved is Krishna, and the lover is Shiva. Can you separate the lover from the beloved? No. Can you separate the mother from the son? No. So Shiva and Vishnu are one tattva. But we in general understanding of Hindu Dharma, but Vaishnavas, we say there's a special tattva Shiva called Shiva tattva. Slightly different from Vishnu tattva. That's described in Lago Bhagavatamrita and Bhakti-Rasamrita Sindhu. He describes that Krishna has 64 qualities, but Shiva has 60. What are the four qualities that Krishna has that Shiva doesn't have? That's one. Vena Madhurya. Vena Madhurya. Krishna plays a sweet flute, it intoxicates the whole universe. And Shiva plays a dinner. When people hear that, they think that death is coming, because that's called the death rattle. Things start, when you're dying, everything starts rattling. So that means it represents time. Sri Shula, what do you call it? Damru. Damru represents time. Loudly proclaiming, listen, you're going to die. Wake up, start serving Vishnu. What an alarm clock that is. Imagine having a Damru for an alarm clock, put it by your bed. Oh my God. It's 3:30, you got to get Mangalarti. Oh God. Jai Mahadev, Jai Shankar, Jai Radha Sundar Ki Jai. So one thing that Krishna has that Vishnu doesn't have, Narayan doesn't have, Shiva doesn't have, is Vena Madhurya. What's the other one? Rupa Madhurya. You ask any girl, who would you rather go out with, Krishna or Shiva? Of course, Shiva's, now don't get me wrong, Shiva's an extremely beautiful person, but his costume is a little not very inviting, I mean, Krishna's body is covered with kasturi and chandan and kumkum and all fragrant powders and designs, and Shiva's body is covered with ashes. So only Krishna's Rupa Madhurya. So Vena Madhurya, Rupa Madhurya, then what else? Leela. No, first Prema Madhurya. He distributes prema everywhere. Namo Vadanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Chaitanya Nane Gaurtrase Namaha. Prema Pradayate. Gauranga Mahaprabhu is distributing prema everywhere. Krishna is distributing his love everywhere. Just chant his name, you get love. Simple as that. Hare Krishna, you get love. 2 words, instant love. You want instant love? Yeah. Where is it? Hare. Hare. Krishna. Krishna. Okay, you got it. Now run with it. See what it does to you. See how you get changed, how you get improved, how you grow, how you expand, how your heart melts and your mind dissolves. It dissolves, your subtle body gets dissolved. Hankara Hogya, Buddhi Hogya, Man Hogya, and all that is Bhav Deha, Prem Deha, Bhav Deha. Nice. Just by saying Hare Krishna. Prema Madhurya. Then what's the other last sweetness of Krishna? Leela Madhurya. Oh, holy! Oh, holy! Radhe Radhe Jape Karo, Krishna Nam Rasa Piya Karo. Radhe Radhe Jape Karo, Krishna Nam Ras Piya Karo. Radhe 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 Jaya Shri Radhe.
Radhe Jai Shri Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Jai Shri Radhe.
Radhe Radhe Jai Shri Radhe.
Radha Rani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai.
Radha Rani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai.
Radha Rani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai.
Radha Rani ki Jai, Maharani.
Wait. Some people are chanting. You're not chanting. I don't hear you. Not you. Internet walls. Internet walls and wallies. I don't hear your chanting. Once again. Radhe Radhe Bolo Vrindavan Mein Dolo.
Radhe Radhe Bolo Vrindavan Mein Dolo.
Radha Rani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai.
Radha Rani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai.
Bolo Barsane Wali ki Jai, Jai, Jai.
Bolo Barsane Wali ki Jai, Jai, Jai.
Radha Rani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai.
Radha Rani ki Jai, Maharani ki Jai.
Radha Rani ki Jai, Prema Rani ki Jai.
Radha Rani ki Jai, Prema Rani ki Jai.
Jai Jai Shri Radhe Sham. So that covers it. What are the four specialities of Krishna? Willow, exam.
Venu Madhurya, Rupa Madhurya, Prema Madhurya, and Lila Madhurya.
So, question, what are the four, Krishna has 64 qualities. What are those four extra special qualities Krishna has? Rupa Madhurya. If somebody's beautiful, then what follows after that? No.
Venu Madhurya.
Vena Madhurya. Now, for sequences like this, first you hear Krishna's flute. First you're going to hear Krishna's flute. When you chant Kam Gayatri, you're going to hear Krishna's flute. So first attraction to Krishna is Shabda, sound. We first become attracted to Krishna by sound. You ever hear Hari Krishna Maha Mantra? Oh yeah, I heard about it. You ever chant it? Yeah, I tried. I tried it a couple times. It's pretty, not bad. I like it. Yeah, I like it and it likes me. We were made for each other. We were made for each other. Hari Krishna Mantra and me. Hey, listen, Maha Mantra. You're beautiful. You know, we're made for each other. We should stay together forever. I should sing your glories from sunrise to sunset, day after day. Will you stay with me forever? Yeah, I'll stay with you. Promise to generate? Yeah, I'll generate. Okay. Then there you go. Yeah, Nam Prem Sambandha. A relationship with the holy name. Now and forever. So first thing you got to attract to the Shabda of Krishna, Venu Madhurya. Venu Nad. Venu Nad. Murali. Then you hear that sound, you go running in the direction of that sound. Like Chaitanya Maharaj with Jagannath Olive Garden. He heard the sound of Krishna's flute in Puri Leela. And he started running through the Jagannath garden, and all these small trees there, and different trees, kadamba trees. And he's running. He's, where's that? I hear that sound. That's Shyam Sundar's flute. And he's mad as a Mahabab. Divya Mahabab. He's running. Where's Krishna? Where's Krishna? Krishna? Krishna Kahan? Krishna Kahan? Then he sees Krishna standing under a tree. Chibanga Lalitam Niyatap Prakasham. Chibanga Roop. He says, oh, Sham, Sham, Sham. So first attraction to Krishna is Shabda, Vena Madhurya. Then second attraction to Krishna is Rupa Madhurya. So you see, you hear the sound of Krishna's flute, and then you see his form, and then you experience his love. And when you experience his love, then you do Leela with Krishna. So there's a sequence. Vena Madhurya, Rupa Madhurya, Prema Madhurya, then Leela Madhurya. Without Prema, there's no Leela. You don't do anything with anybody unless you like them. So if you like them, you do so many things with them. If you love them, you do many more things. So Prema Madhurya. So this is the ultimate goal, is love of Krishna. So this is Krishna. So what was the question? What?
Dikpal. Shiva Dikpal. Vishnu.
Yeah, this gentleman asked a question. In South India, just to remind everybody in case you got lost. I'm not lost. I'm found. There's two categories, lost and found department. I'm in the found department. Are you lost? Are you in the lost department? Or are you in the found department? Lost and found. So the question was, in South India temples, in Shiva temples in South India, there's a small temple inside called the Kshetrapal deity. And the Kshetrapal deity in a Shiva temple is Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, Bhagavan Vishnu. And then if you go in Vishnu temples, South India has many Vishnu temples, go in the Vishnu temple in South India, Sri Rangam, etc., you'll find a small temple of Shiva. Maybe not even so small. You'll find a temple of Shiva. He's called the Kshetrapal. The Kshetrapal, he's protecting that Sriranga Kshetra. He's Ranga Kshetra or whatever. He's in charge there. So how is it? So we gave the answer, you can hear. That's the question. Right. Nice question, very tricky question. I gave a trickier answer. Turned out tricky. We're from Vrindavan, we're pretty tricky. Ganapati, Bhagavan's going to speak something? Bolo Ganapati.
Maharaj, in one of your lectures on Radha Sudhanidhi, you were saying it is a manifestation of Radharani and Krishna Karanamrita is a manifestation of Krishna, which should be read in Kartika month. Kartika month is Radharani's month, we should read about Krishna Karanamrita, and in Adhik Mas, which is a month of Krishna, we should read about Radha Sudhanidhi, and you told, can you please?
That's Sri Rasik answer. What's the question?
See, you were telling about Radha Sudhanidhi is a manifestation of Radharani, and Krishna Karanamrita is a manifestation of Krishna himself.
Don't you think so?
And you were telling in Kartik month you should read.
I heard you. You don't have to repeat. I'm not that deaf yet.
I want this.
So what's the question?
That's what I want to just ask from you regarding it.
Okay, the question is, there are two famous books in the world of Vaishnavas, and one is called Krishna Karanamrita, written by Bilvamangal Thakur about 1,000 or 1,200 years ago. And this book describes the beauty of Krishna. And if you read the verses of Krishna Karanamrita, they're all songs, they're all poetry and songs with different chandas, different poetic meters. If you sing the verses of Krishna Karanamrita, and if you're fortunate, you have darshan of Krishna. This Krishna's Swarup is perfectly depicted there. Bilvamangal Thakur was blind when he wrote that book. Ramanga Thakur was blind. He's a South Indian Brahmin. He moved to Vrindavan from Vishakhapatnam. So he was a blind person, and he spoke the most beautiful book in the creation, Krishna Karnamrita, Sanskrit poetry glorifying Krishna. Because he was having darshan of Krishna, he wrote down what he saw. One day he had sakshat darshan of Krishna, and he was filled with so much sweetness that all he could say was, Madhura, 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 Madhura. It's just like a brahmachari. If he eats 10 cups of sweet rice on the Sunday feast, if you ask him, if you go to see him, he'll be seated here and say, sweet rice, sweet rice, sweet rice. He'll be totally like unconscious, like, is it the only thing coming from his mouth will be sweet rice, sweet rice, sweet rice. But he's totally intoxicated by too much sweet rice, can't intoxicate. So Bilvamangala became intoxicated by the Sakshat Darshan of Rupa Madhurya Sri Krishna. So he wrote this verse, famous verse, Madhura, Madhura, Madhura. So that's one book, and another. So that's Krishna's Rup. Another book is by Prabhupada Saraswati. He wrote a book called Rara Sudhanidhi. And that book was written about 500 years ago, 600 years ago, whatever. Radha Ras Sudhanidhi, an ocean of nectar. Nectar Ras, describing Radharani. So there in the verse of 272 verses of Radha Sudhanidhi, you hear a description about Radharani's toenails, about her lotus feet, or something about her form, her name of Radharani. So many verses glorifying Radha Nam. Radha's name, Radha's form, Radha's qualities, and Radha's leelas, and Radha's sakhis and manjaris, and Radha's love for Krishna. It's all contained in that book. So you read Radha Sudhanidhi every day, you'll have darshan of Radharani. So the question is that this devotee asked a question. He heard that in Kartik month, because Kartik is the month of Radharani. Why do we say Kartik is Radharani's month? Because in the Padma Purana it says Kartike Radha Paradevata. Radharani is the devata of Kartik Maina. This is also told by Goswami in his books. The Kartiki, one of the names for Radharani is Kartiki Devi. She's the devata of Kartik month. Kartik month is called Radharani Mas. Because Radha always, the Shakti always comes before the Shakti Man. We say Sita Ram, Lakshmi Narayan, Radha Krishna. So the month of October, November, which is called Kartik Maina, in Sanskrit is called Damodar Maina, Damodar Mas is a Sanskrit name for the month. It's called Kartik Maina. But the next month is called November, December. That's called Margashirsh. And Krishna says in Gita, among 12 months a year, I am Margashirsh, which means I am November, December. So first comes Radha month, Kartik. Kartik is Radha month, and the following Radha is Krishna, because Krishna is always following Radharani. Radharani ki jai. Krishna is always following Radharani. First Radharani's month, and then then comes Krishna's month, then the end of the year. The May month is Radharani's month. Other 2 months, let him go. On Kartik month, you should study Radha Sudhanidhi. And Adhik Mas. Adhik Mas comes every 3 years. It's called Adhik Mas, it's called Purushottam Mas. It's because we should worship Purushottam Sri Krishna then. There's a whole Mahatmyam called Purushottam Mahatmyam. Describes, well, that's general Puri. But there's a description of Adhik Mas. Maybe it's, I don't know what the name.
You told reverse Maharaj. Adhik Mas is Krishna's month. You should read about Radharani. Radha Rasudhanidhi.
Oh, so what I told in class, during Adhik Mas, which is Purushottam month, you should read Radha Sudhanidhi, because Krishna will you get the mercy of Krishna that way, because you're glorifying Radharani. Well, that's cool. and Kartik month, you should read Krishna Karnamrita, and then Radharani will be music for her ears, and she'll be so happy here. Oh, who's glorifying Krishna? Who is that? Who is that bhakta? Oh, it's you. Oh, you. Okay, good job, good job, good job, good job. You got the hand of Radharani on your head. So what do you want to say? You want to confirm that or what?
From your.
Hear from the horse's mouth. So today the horse will speak. You can read any book anytime. It depends on your bhav. Because many Kartiks I've given class on Radha Kunda because I want to get Krishna's mercy in Kartik. So I glorify Radharani. I haven't given class in Krishna Karnamrita. I should probably do, but I like more hearing about Radharani. But Nadadas Baba gave many classes on Krishna Karnamrita, and he wrote all commentaries on the book also. So maybe someday I'll take his book and with his commentaries speak on that also. Krishna Karnamrita ki jai, Bilmangala Thakur ki jai, Radha Sudanidhi ki jai, Prabodhananda Saraswati ki jai. These are great books. We're fortunate we can even say the names of these books. These are a great fortune. We can even pronounce Radha Sudanidhi. These books, we carry these books on our head. We worship these books in our heart and carry these books on our head. Who's making all that noise? Yeah, that's you. The one and only. All right, see you, kid. Let's see who's more successful in keeping the baby quiet, the husband or the wife. I think they both fail. His might is right, the kid's the mighty. Okay, questions? How's it going? Oh yeah, you have a question.
We're going to I remember exactly, but as I remember in 100 Precautions about Sahajaya, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says that you cannot hear like intimate pastimes of Krishna before you are become free from all anatta. So, what do you think about this? Can we read, for example, Ashtakali Aliva is very intimate pastimes.
Question is asked that intimate pastimes with Krishna, some acharyas say that one should be free from all anarthas before he reads them. That we can say that, yes, that's true, but it's true to a certain extent. So we have to have, so this is a statement of one acharya. We have to, but the Jiva Goswami explains it like this. It's in Sandarbhas. He says if a man or woman reads about intimate pastimes of Krishna, and they experience Purusha Vikar. Purusha Vikar. Vikar means transformations. Transformation means Purusha Vikar. For example, if a man reads about the intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna, or reads Radha Sudanidhi. Radha Sudanidhi, there's many verses describing Radharani's chest. So I've never given class on those in Kartik because it's not appropriate for public forum. So, but those verses are there glorifying the beauty of Radharani's chest. So, obviously we wouldn't give a class on those in the public forum if you have any brain. So, but he says if you're reading intimate pastimes of Krishna, Rasalila is there, the Krishna book is free available everywhere. He says you read these pastimes because in the Krishna book, in the 10th canto, Rasalila, chapters 29 through 33, it says Krishna is dancing with the gopis. He put his hands on their, he touched their thighs, he touched their waist, he touched their breasts. So if someone reads that, a man reads that and gets sexually agitated, then he shouldn't read it. He shouldn't read those particular parts because he's getting vikara. It's affecting his mentality. Purusha vikara. So you can be you gauge yourself. Generally, these intimate pastimes of Krishna should only be read in association with Guru, or be read in a book that has commentaries on it. So if one reads the intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna, he should have the sanction and blessings of Guru, because the Guru is absorbing all the anarthas of the disciple. Jiva Goswami further, because reading is one thing and meditating is another thing. Because when we talk about meditating and trying to do Lila Smaran, trying to remember pastimes, Jiva Goswami says Lila Smaran is impossible unless you're antakaran, unless you have Shuddha antakaran, unless your mind and intelligence are pure. You can't remember the Leelas. Any Leelas, but to speak of intimate Leelas. So that's why we emphasize sharing a Maha Mantra. Chaito Dharma Marjana. We have to chant Maha Mantra to become purified. But it's not an absolute blanket rule. No one can read until Anartha Nivritti. Because Anartha Nivritti, you can read Madhurya Kadamini by Vishnu Chakravarti Pad. Anarthas go all the way to Prem. Even the level of Bhava Bhakti and Prem Anarthas here. So you have to be free from Anarthas. You have to be free from Anarthas before you can read Govinda Lila Amrita. It means you have to get liberated, get a spiritual body, go to the spiritual world. You can take Govinda Lila Amrita with you in your backpack. When you get there, you can read Govinda Lila Amrita in the spiritual world. You'll be in the Lila Amrita when you get there. So any statement of Acharya has to be explained properly. It's true what he said, but it has to be understood all proper. There's many other considerations. So you're your own judge. Some people are naturally pure-hearted. They're pure-hearted by good fortune, last life, or whatever, good birth, good samskars. So they read about the intimate Leela, they don't have Purusha Vikar. Purusha Vikar means it incites your enjoying spirit. If a woman reads about the intimate pastimes of Krishna, and she says, oh wow, Krishna enjoying, I like to enjoy with Krishna like that, or I like to enjoy my boyfriend like that, and that's Maya, then she shouldn't read those things. It doesn't mean, but if you have interest in Radha and Krishna, it doesn't mean you avoid all Radha Krishna Leela. You avoid those intimate pastimes which result in you causing Purusha Vikar. Disturbance, agitation, disturbance in your mind. You skip over those. But it's not that, I'm reading about Krishna intimate pastimes, I'm getting agitated, disturbed, okay, close it. Let me read about the coward boys. That's not the way. You have interest in a particular sthai-rati. Sthai-rati means a permanent mood of love towards Krishna. Madhurya Rati, Sekhi Rati, Vatsaya Rati. Then you stay with the sthai Rati, but you read pastimes you read about holy pastimes, you read about Julian pastimes. All of Radha Krishna's Leelas where there's no intimacies. Because the intimacies agitate your mind and avoid those, but don't boycott Radha Krishna Leela in total. Just avoid the part that's disturbing you. You mark off that part of the book and say, okay, danger zone, Bermuda Triangle. Don't fly over here. Page 27 to 29 is into the pastime. So I read page 27 and go to page 30. What's that? Well, what's in there? This is a teaching of the 6 Goswamis, Jiva Goswami. Prabhupada gave Krishna book in 1969. He printed a Krishna book. So how many devotees were free from anartha, or free from all anarthas? Everybody's full of anarthas, full of aparadhas. And Prabhupada started reading Krishna book every temple at night. So you're reading Krishna book, you're going to read about the Raslila. It'll come up in chapter 29 to 33. And you're sitting there, you're just off of Haight-Ashbury, off of 2nd Avenue, New York. Krishna touches the gopis' thighs and touches their breasts. Yeah. Like, they didn't stop reading Krishna book. So the teachings of one acharya, whenever teaching of different acharyas are applicable in time, place, and circumstance. So you have to see what the situation is. Because that acharya you said that we shouldn't read about Krishna's intimate pastimes till we're free, have no more anarthas. That means Prabhupada made a mistake. But Prabhupada didn't make any mistake. Prabhupada's perfect. So how do you match the two things? Prabhupada's printing Krishna book, 10th canto, Krishna's intimate pastimes of Raslila, and distributing millions of copies. And his own guru said, don't don't read this book until you're free from an artist. So how's it work? So therefore you need explanation. You just can't take a quotation. He said, so therefore this is the rule. Everything has to be understood. That's why you need gurus and acharyas to understand it, contextual.
As I see that when we read...
This is another question?
No, just addition.
Okay, another addition here.
Yeah, when we read pastimes about Krishna, about Radha and Krishna, if we read with material, like material attachments, so we have material perception of what is going on. So it's like misconception. Yes?
What's the question? I heard everything you said. Ask the question. Frame the word your question clearly.
If we read Radha Krishna pastimes with material, like material attachments, material consciousness, so we have material perception what is going on.
I already answered that question. Anyway, the question is, when we read the intimate pastimes of Radha Krishna, we have material conceptions, material attachments, so we get what happens. So
material perception, so we have misconception what is going on.
Yeah, so generally, you read a Krishna book, Prabhupada has extensive purports, extensive explanations of what about these intimate pastimes. So when you read the book, when you hear the pastimes with the sanction of Guru, or with the Guru explaining them to you, then he'll explain all the tattva. Krishna Lila rests on the foundation of tattva, spiritual truth. So who is Krishna? Who is Radharani? Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavi Tabis Tabiri Evani Jirupatiya Kalabi Goloke Evani Sadhya Galabavuti Muto Govindamari Purushantam Hamachami. Brahmasmrita explains that the gopis are Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavi Tabis. The gopis are expansion of Krishna's Chinmaya Ananda Ras. They're direct expansion of Krishna's body. So they're transcendental beings, they're not material women. They're spiritual divine personalities. So you read the tattva, you get the tattva and explanation, and then you'll be safeguarded from having material conceptions. So generally with Leela books, all the Leela books always have commentaries by acharyas. Ayyananda's books are perfect because they describe all different Leelas, but all these tattvas there also. Leela and tattva are like right hand, left hand. Right hand is Leela, left hand is tattva, so they go together. They run. You can't hit a home run with one hand, unless you're a really good batter. One hand shoot.
But for Ashtakaya Leela, there is not so much commentaries. Yes.
So it's first saying, Ashtakaya Leela, Govinda Leela Amrita, where's the commentaries? None. Krishna Bhavanita, where's the commentaries? None. Bhavana Sarasangra, where's the commentaries? There's none. So therefore, you have to read Madhurya Kadambini, and you have to read other books also, supplement those and go to those. So that's why I said if there's books with no commentary, you have to read with Guru, you have to hear from Guru. Or have blessings of Guru to read them. And the Guru, I also use that measuring, that standard of measurement. You read the Leelas, you get agitated, sir, stop reading. Simple, boss. No Purusha Vikar, then green light, keep going. Full speed, hard bow. If you get Purusha Vikar, then red light, stop, river. Okay. Juan Leela, Juan. Apadaro Juki Ai Bada Radha. So you read Juan Leela, Holy Leela. You skip Ras Leela, skip Kunja Leela, Nikunja Banga Leela, you skip it, here and there. Guru Kripa Kevalam. What's the time now?
5:26.
Thank you. Same old questions. We started these Sunday satsangs in 2014. So I calculated the other day, I've entertained about 680 questions. So 680 questions, how many of the same questions? This is the same set as Radha and Krishna and Holy Name, Holy Dham, Bhakti Bhajan, what else? There's not that much. It's not astrophysics or something, you know. So same old, but anyway, no problem. Just like a cow eats food, and then he swallows it, then comes back again and goes, he just keeps eating the same thing. He doesn't think, oh, this is boring. Every time he chews on it, it tastes good. So like that, we're like an old cow, you know, old gray hair cow, and we keep chewing the same busa, keep chewing the same busa, and we keep getting ras out of that busa ras. The cow is getting ras from the busa, getting ras means taste. No taste, no eating. It doesn't like it, we'll shoot it out. Sometimes you offer things to the cow smells it, doesn't like it. Sometimes I got somebody gave me a box of sweets from a sweet shop. I went to get some of the cow smelled and said, oh, no good. I said, what kind of sweet is this? Cow, when he and I gave the monkey wouldn't eat. What kind of sweet shop is that? Second-rate sweet shop. Some question? Yeah.
Well, how can we understand? Well, maybe we can't understand. Right?
Yeah, that's the
Get
real
some,
thing.
Some further insight on Lord Chaitanya is Radha and Krishna in one person, and then Vishnu Priya is an expansion of Radharani. Also, there's Gaudiya who is Radharani. How can we understand this relationship with the Radharani part of Lord Chaitanya with Radharani and Radharani?
Question is about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gadadhara Pandit.
And Vishnu Priya.
Vishnu Priya, that's a really complicated combination there. What, can you ask you one question? I mean, it's like there's a lot of different tavas and things going on there. What's your question? What do you want to say?
Well,
Try to clear your head out.
It's just okay. I try to make it more simple. I guess.
Yeah, because I'm pretty dumb, you know. I need simple questions.
Yeah. Well, with Vishnu Priya, I'm thinking Radharani is part of Lord Chaitanya. There's Radha and Krishna, and then.
I don't know much about Vishnu Priya Tattva. There's a group of people, there's Vishnu Priya Sampradaya, and those people that follow that idea and worship, they know more. I don't have any knowledge. I haven't read it. Vishnu Priya Tattva and Vishnu Priya's position is not described in the books of the six Goswamis. My Guru Maharaj didn't teach me anything about Vishnu Priya. So I study the books of the six Goswamis of my Guru Maharaj, and I learn from him whatever I know. And I haven't learned anything from him about Vishnu Priya, the significance of Vishnu Priya, so I can't comment much about that.
Okay. Well then I guess what about Gadadhara? He's considered non-different.
I think let's sort this out, because your question, you said, in your initial question, you said Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha and Krishna combined.
Yeah.
This is wrong to start with. If you read the Chaitanya Charitamrita and Adi Lila, there's a verse that says, it explains who is Lord Chaitanya. It says, Vande Krishna Sarupam. There's Vande, the last line of the verse, Vande Krishna Sarupam. The Lord Chaitanya is the Srupa of Krishna. He has the bhav, the verse is about Radha Krishna Pranaya Viraktir. Shikita, verse. He says that Lord Chaitanya, Krishna took the bhav of Radharani, Mahabhav of Radharani, and the Kanti of Radharani came golden colored, but he's a form of Krishna. Lord Chaitanya is not half Radharani, half Krishna. It's not. There's a common phrase. It's not very common because you go on a folio, you have a search engine on your computer, And I have all the Goswami. I have like thousands of books on my folio. Thousands of books. All ISKCON, all Gaudiya Vaisnava writings, Upanishads, Itihas, everything. And I typed in this phrase. I typed in a search phrase: Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radhe Krishna Nayanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayanya, which is translated, where I read it in a book, Sri Krishna Chaitanya is not different from Radha Krishna. I couldn't find that phrase anywhere except I found it in one of the books of ISKCON Gaudiya Math. This phrase originates from ISKCON Gaudiya Math. There's a book called Sokamrita, which is verses of Prabhupada, and I found the verse in there. And the verse in the Sokamrita says, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayana. Lord Chaitanya is not different from Radha Krishna. And it doesn't have any source. It doesn't say the source, or it says Chaitanya Bhagavat. But you search Chaitanya Bhagavat, that verse is not there. That verse is not in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's not in Chaitanya Mangala, it's not in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's because the conception isn't actually agreement with the six Goswamis teaching with the Chaitanya Charitamrita. That Vande Krishna Swarupam. He said, I offer respects to Lord Chaitanya, who is the form of Krishna. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna Swarup. 100% Krishna. He has the emotions of Radharani. He's not like Hara Hara, like Hara, like have Shiva, have Parvati. It's not like that. It's not a mixture of Radha and Krishna. Nowhere. He's fully Purusha. He's Purusha Tattva. He's Bhagavat Tattva. He's not Radharani Shakti Tattva, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Vishnu Tattva, Bhagavat Tattva. He just adopted the mood. Like some guy adopts the mood of a woman, he acts very feminine like a woman, but he's a man's body. So that's the first point that you should clearly understand. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, not Radha and Krishna. Chaitanya, you read all Chaitanya Charitamrita. Where in Goswami books it says Lord Chaitanya is Radha and Krishna? Nowhere. So Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, and Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani. That's why Gadadhar Pandit is always next to Krishna, Gaur Gadadhar. Gadadhar Pandit worships. Gadadhar Pandit, he's in Shakti. He's in Shakti Bhav, Shakti Tattva. So he worships. Gadadhar Pandit worships Gauranga like Radharani worships Krishna. There's not three Radharanis here. There's not one Radharani, and Krishna's another Radharani, Gadadhar Pandit is another Radharani. So there's three Radharanis. There's one Radharani, and she becomes Gadadhar Pandit. There's one Krishna, who becomes Mahaprabhu Bas. Anything else is some new introduction, which we don't find anywhere in Goswami books. Is that clear?
Yes.
Again and again. When you start preaching, you'll be pretty good. You have a great brain. You hear all this stuff again and again and again. I'm looking forward to the day. I mean, everything comes in time. I'm 72. You're 32. Or how are they? 39. What? How old are you?
36, 37.
30?
37.
37, yeah. Your time will come. Your mango's on the tree. It's staying in the sunshine. It's a little green now. But a little yellow there. So. Okay, questions. Danger questions. Watch out. Watch out. Stump the all-stars. Here comes a danger question. Bolo.
I'll try to ask you. I don't know the answer. If Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, so is go around this kind of information that the golden age is coming.
You went through that on Facebook. I wrote a reply on my
Exactly.
Facebook.
So if Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, so when he's starting this 10,000 years of
I don't know. They talk about there's some 10,000 years of golden age, and there's some quotation in Brahma Purana and other Puranas that it started 5,000 years ago when Lord Krishna left this world. Then it started golden age. I don't know about all this golden age. I don't see anything golden around me.
I don't see either.
Golden age, Lord Chaitanya. Because the Brahma Purana says the golden age started when Lord Krishna left the world.
But Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, so.
Yeah, I don't know. All we know is Lord Chaitanya came in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga Dharma Namara Prachara Tati Lagi Pitavarna Chaitanya Avatar. The Chaitanya's avatar for Kali Yuga, he has Pita Varna, he has yellow color, and he preached Krishna Nam. So you chant Krishna Nam any time during Kali Yuga, you'll be in the spiritual world. Your life will become golden. That's the golden age. The golden age. What age are you? If you have hell in your mind, you're living in hell. Your mind is full of hell, you're living in hell. Your mind is full of heaven, you're living in heaven. Where your mind is, that's where you are. You live in your mind.
Because according to Jyoti Shastra, apparently, the first 5,000 years is first pralaya of Kali Yuga. So it's described that second pralaya, like will be 10,000 years, is described like golden age of chanting Hare Krishna and all world.
I don't know, it's working for me. Chanting Hare Krishna is working for me. I don't know, there's not very much conclusive or clear ideas about Golden Age. We don't find any description in Goswami books at all. So our authority for spiritual subject matters is 6 Goswamis. There's Supreme Court. There are many county courts, district courts, municipal courts, state courts. There's one Supreme Court of India, and that final rule is there. So for me, the final authority is 6 Goswamis. The 6 Goswamis don't describe anything about Golden Age anywhere in the books.
About Jyoti Shastra,
Jyoti Shastra, pranams. Jyoti Shastra is very good and very helpful for different people, different circumstances. But an interesting note, in all the thousands of books written by the 6 Goswamis, they don't mention one thing about Jyoti Shastra. Not one thing. Although they knew Jyotish Vidya, they knew Jyotish Vidya themselves. And all, Jiva Goswami wrote a million words of books, 30 books or whatever. Rupa Goswami, they wrote hundreds of books, the 6 Goswamis. They don't mention one, there's not one sloka about Jyotish. So that means they didn't think very much about it. Didn't think it was important, didn't write about it. It doesn't mean it's not important, don't misunderstand me. I'm just saying, from the viewpoint of 6 Goswamis, what they wrote about is bhakti. They wrote about the holy name. They wrote about Guru and bhakti and living in the holy dham. They wrote about bhakti bhajan and about the Krishna tava, Jiva tava, Kala tava, Prakriti tava, Dham tava. They wrote these things. So these are the essential, important things for perfection. Jyotish is also helpful, don't get me wrong. It's a good science. It can be very helpful. I met recently with a Jyotishi, very learned, wise Jyotishi, and he's into Jyotishi and medicine, combining medicine. So he gave me some good advice based on my chart. This is weak and you eat this thing, it's good for you, eat that thing. Very, very helpful. So I got that knowledge from a Jyotishi. So I'm grateful to the Jyotishi.
The Jyotish is like karma kandi just department. It's not just spiritual, I think. It's just more literally material.
Yeah, it's dealing with this jagat. Jyotishi is with our material body is in this jagat, so it can be helpful.
Yeah, Jyotish nothing described really spiritual, I think. Just ritual.
Yeah, no, it's everything can be dovetailed in Krishna's service. I probably use the term dovetail. Okay, we use it for Krishna's service. Then everything attains its perfection when it's connected with Krishna. We attain perfection when we're connected with Krishna. The whole world attains perfection when we're connected with Krishna. We connect everything in the world with Krishna, whether the golden age, whether the platinum age, whether the diamond age, or the Chintamani age. Chintamani Kal. Forget about Sona Kal. Time of golden age. I say age Kal. Yug. Sona Yug. Well, Chintamani Yug. Let's ring in Chintamani Yug. 10,000 years of Chintamani Yug. I just need 10 more years of Chintamani Yug, then I'm out. Go. Okay. Yugaya Tonamishina Chakshishari Shijaya Tantragastara Govinda Virahirave. Yeah, that's the original. This is the duplicate. My fingers don't even move that fast, you know. Golden age.
Spiritual age. Kali Yuga.
Yeah, that's the good thing about Kali Yuga. That's the goal. The goal is our name. Questions. Net question? Bolier.
Question: Who is the Adi Guru? Krishna or Balarama, Nityananda?
At this point in the questions, I'm going to ask my disciples to answer the question. You want to answer this question? The question is, who is the Adi Guru? Balaram, Krishna, or your wife? Adi Guru is Balaram, Krishna, or your wife? Depends on who you ask. You ask the husband, the Adi Guru is wife. If you ask anybody else, they'll give a different answer. The Shastras say the Adi Guru is Vasudeva Narayan. Vasudeva Narayan. Everywhere it says Vasudeva Pramgati, Vasudeva Mangala, Maka, and everything. Everywhere the Shastras and Gita it talks about Vasudeva and the Puranas and the Upanishads, everywhere it says Narayan Vasudeva. Vasudeva is the son of Vasudeva, is Krishna. Narayan is Krishna. It says Narayan is Adi Guru Krishna. Adi Guru is Krishna, Narayan, Vishnu, Vasudeva. These are all names of Krishna. It doesn't say Balaram anywhere. Nowhere in Upanishads, nowhere in Puranas, nowhere in Itihasas, nowhere in Mahabharata, nowhere in Gita. This is a Pratishthan Traya. Pratishthan Traya. The three authorities are Upanishads, Mahabharata, and Gita. These are the three Shastra Praman authorities. Shastra Pramanam. That verse in 1624 Gita.
Tasmat Shastra Pramanam Te Karya.
Yeah, 1624 Gita. Tasmat
Shastra Pramanam.
This is Shastra, this is Cha, but Cha. Tasmat Shastra Pramananam. So Krishna is telling the Shastras Praman. So Krishna is the Adi Guru. Everywhere it's said, every Shastra says Krishna is the Adi Guru. You know, Upanishads, Gita, Mahabharata, everywhere it's Krishna is Adi Guru. Doesn't say anywhere Balaram is Adi Guru. Doesn't say Nityananda is Adi Guru. So what do we follow? I follow Shastra. I follow Upanishads. I follow Gita. I follow Mahabharata. I follow teaching of the six Goswamis. Who is the Guru of Brahma? Balaram is the Guru of Brahma? Krishna is the Guru of Brahma. Who's the disciple of Brahma? Narada Muni. Who's the disciple of Narada Muni?
Yes.
Vyasa Muni. Who's the disciple of Vyasa Muni? Madhavendra Puri. Madhavacharya. Who's the disciple of Madhavendra Puri? Who's the disciple of Madhavendra Puri? Shri Vaidya Prabhu Ki Jai. I Guru Krishna. Vande Guru. Anyway, show me some Shastra. Show me some acceptable Shastra. It says Balaram or Nityananda Adi Guru. Can you show me Gita? No. Can you show me Srimad Bhagavatam? No. What Bhagavatam is a commentary on Upanishads. Vedanta Sutra commentary is Bhagavatam. Everywhere Bhagavatam says Vasudeva is the Guru, Narayan's Guru, Krishna's Guru. So people can say things, we respect people's right to say things, but you have to look into why they say it. Was it a social situation? Was it a contextual situation? Kaladesha Vajra. Why are they saying it? Like someone might say Nityananda is Hari Guru. So you say, who's saying that? The person who's saying it is a member of Nityananda Parivar. So Nityananda Parivar originates with Nityananda. So his person is saying Nityananda is Hari Guru. So it's right for him. For him, he can say Nityananda is Hari Guru because he's a Nityananda family of Nityananda. But it's not right for all the whole world. You ask followers of Sri Ramanujacharya, Nityananda is Hari Guru. What? Balaram's like, what? They won't agree with you. You ask Nimbark Sampradaya, they won't agree with you. You ask Sri Sampradaya, they won't agree with you. You ask Ruja Sampradaya, they won't agree with you. You say Vasudeva is Hari Guru, Narayan, Krishna, what are you talking about? But if someone says that we respect it, okay. I can say Waiter Guru is Hari Guru. Hey, where's that? I'm in his family. For me, a Waiter is Hari Guru. Okay, it begins. He's Hari Guru. His first Guru, a Waiter comes down. But this is not Siddhanta. This is not Shastra Siddhanta. Tasmat Shastra Pramanam. Is that clear? Who asked the question? Who asked the question about Nityananda?
Internet.
Oh, an internet. Internet, is that clear, internet? What's the comment?
No new comments.
No comments.
You know.
Well, the person who asked the question went to take lunch and didn't even hear the answer.
Maybe that's okay.
Okay, right. Okay. Another net question?
Jaya Shri Radhe Gurudev, can you explain connection between Sri Sanatana Goswami and Lord Shiva, as he said, and spent time in Lord Shiva's temple in Vrindavan and did bhajan?
What was the last part?
As he said, he stayed in Lord Shiva's temple in Vrindavan and did bhajan, Sanatana Goswami. What's connection between Lord Shiva?
The question is asked, what's the connection between Sri Sanatana Goswami and Shankar Bhagavan Shiva? Is that the question?
Yes.
There's no description of that by Sanatana Goswami himself. I read the books of Sanatana Goswami, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, and other books, a few other books he's written. He hasn't written any descriptions, but obviously he has some connection with Lord Shiva. That's the obvious conclusion we can draw. So we just from our own side, we can see, when he lived in Vrindavan, he lived in Dvasaditya Tila. He would go every day and take darshan of Govishwar. Govishwar is the main deity of the Purva Dig of Vrindavan. Eastern Digpal of Vrindavan is Govishwar. So every day, Sanatana Goswami walked down the hill at Dvasaditya Tila, take a bath in Yamuna, and go to take darshan of Govishwar. Why would he take darshan of Govishwar? Because the Gopis took darshan of Govishwar, and the Gopis prayed to Govishwar to meet Krishna. So showing the example of a Vaishnava honoring Shiva, Sanatana Goswami went to Govishwar Mandir every day in all respects to Shiva, and all prayers to Shiva. So we followed the example. We're supposed to follow we're supposed to follow 6 Goswamis. So we also go to Govishwar and we pray to him. Pray to him for Seva Radharani and for pure bhakti, prema bhakti. So Sanatana Goswami is establishing the proper sadachar for a Gaudiya Vaishnava. We should honor and worship and regularly see, have darshan of Govishwar Mahadev, or Kundeshwar Mahadev, or Nandeshwar Mahadev, Bhuteshwar Mahadev, any Mahadev, any Shiva. We can honor them and worship them, following the footsteps of Sanatana Goswami Pad. So one day he was walking, and it's pretty far from Dwasdiditila to Gopeshwar. It's not very close. So Shiva, he's very kind to his devotees. He saw that my devotee, my great Krishna Bhakta, Sanatana Goswami, he's undergoing difficulty. It's very difficult for him to walk all the way here to my darshan. So Sanatana Goswami was walking from Dwasdiditila. There was a forest there. It wasn't Loy Bazaar. 500 years ago, there was no Loy Bazaar. It was all forest. It was all forest and footpaths. And so he's walking through a forest there on his way to Gopeshwar, and Shiva manifested it. Radhe. Shiva manifested before Sanatana Goswami. He said, Radhe, I'm here. And then Sanatana Goswami, oh, so nice. You appeared to me. And then Shiva said, listen, you're old now. Your knees don't work very well. You're having great difficulty to walk all the way to take my darshan and Gopeshwar. I'm going to stay here, and you can come here and worship me every day here. So that Murti of Shiva is in the beginning of the Loy Bazaar called Bankandi Mahadev. Bankandi Mahadev ki jai. It's a form of Shiva that appeared in the Van. Van means forest. Bankandi, a very ancient deity, 500-year-old deity. So that's a deity especially manifested because of the prema of Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami, for a few years, he stayed at Govardhan Hill, Govardhan, and he did Parikramana Govardhan. He stayed at Manasi Ganga. He stayed right next to, he did his bhajan under a tree right next to Chakaleshwara Mahadev Shiva Linga. Because he got so much mercy when he was in Vrindavan from Lord Shiva and so many blessings, so he wanted to take shelter of Shiva in Govardhan. And Pavan Sarovar in Nandagram, there's also a bhajan kutir of Sanatana Goswami, and there's a Shiva temple nearby that kutir also. Because devotees like devotees. When Raghunath Das came here to do bhajan, he was doing bhajan here. Then later on, Krishnadas Kaviraj came. So Krishnadas Kaviraj moved right next door, set up a kutir right next door to Raghunath Das. They're bhajan buddies. Because devotees like to live with devotees. It's natural. Birds of a feather flock together. So Sanatana Goswami showed the example. We should always look for advanced devotee association. There's no greater devotee than Shambhu Shiva. So Sanatana Goswami is teaching an example. Take shelter of advanced devotees. Sanatana Goswami Pada ki
Jai.
Gopeshwar Mahadeva ki
Jai.
What's the time now? Did you make sweets? Did you offer them? What's the time?
5:55.
Oh.
No,
Acha, very good.
not me. But
Who? Somebody. Boot Pujari. Okay, questions? Yes.
Which is connection Advaita Parivar or our parikars like Isha Kasaki, Madmangal, or Namasya, Devi? Like I hear, but I not remember connection.
What is it? In the spiritual world, the followers of Advaita Acharya and Advaita Parivar, their Yuteshwari is Vishakasaki. And their Mukhya Manjari is Tulsi Manjari, who is also called Rati Manjari. So they'll be in their own spiritual world altogether with Vishaka, Radha Krishna, all Sakhi Manjaris everywhere. So our conception is that Advaita Acharya is a Manjari Swarup. And other Advaita Parivar members say other things, but we can say that much that he has Manjari Swarup. This is what I received from my Gurudev. And it's clear that his wife, Sita Devi, she's Yogamaya. Yogamaya means Puramasi. So Vaidacharya is there in the form of some Puramandri. Oops. and Sita Devi is there in the form of Puramasi. That's what will be there together with them. But some other Vaidya Parivars say different ideas, different multiple identities of Vaidya Prabhu, and that's all perfectly acceptable. All those Madhamanga will all interact with them, but we won't think of them as aspects of the Vaidacharya, because that hasn't been presented to us. So don't fill up your head with too many. Stay with one guru, one everything clear.
I hear, but I do not understand which connection.
Nitya Siddhas can have unlimited forms. There's no shortage for them. These are the eternal associates of Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They have unlimited forms. Sadhana Siddhas can have 1,020 forms. 1,020 more likas. I don't like that. There are 1,000 swimming pools. Right. Yeah, right. But one thing is, these questions that are localized, you should ask me privately. I mean, this question you just asked, this doesn't have a wide audience appeal. This is a personal question. It's a family question of the Parivar. It's not for public broadcast. So you have to think what you're going to ask. But right here, after class, you can ask me. That's not, shouldn't be. Should be beneficial for everyone, not just you. You, of course, principally you, but other people also. But in your case, that question is only for you. So you ask, separate setting, a few people alone.
I want to ask about Kunja around Radha Kunda, Ashtasaki Kunja. And I forgot which Acharya and where described about this.
What's the last part?
Where it is described? In which book, which Arya described these things? Radha Kunda and different kunjas.
The kunjas are described in Govinda Lila Amrita Madan Lila. Yeah, there's pretty extensive description of the kunjas of Radha Kunda, of Lita's kunj, and something of Vishaka's kunj. The direction they're in and what description is there. It's also in Bhavana Sangraha. I don't think in Krishna Bhavana Amrita it doesn't describe the kunjas. I can't remember just now. Question? Yeah. Yeah.
How holy name is different from Krishna, and how to realize it?
What's the question?
How holy name is not different from Krishna? How to
realize it?
How to realize it?
The question is asked, Krishna's holy name is not different from Krishna. How do we realize that? The verse is there, Atasti Krishna Namani Navaved Grayamindre Seva Mukhe Jivado Swayam Eva Swarat Yada. Swayam Eva Swarat Yada. Swayam Bhagavan, Sakshat Bhagavan Sri Krishna will directly manifest in the mind and heart of one who does service beginning with the holy name. So how to realize that Krishna is his holy name, you have to chant until you see Krishna. This is told by Jiva Goswami. First you chant, Jiva Goswami and Sundaras said the first experience you should have of chanting Hare Krishna is getting success as darshan Krishna's form. Second indication you have success in chanting, the Krishna's qualities start to manifest while you're chanting Hare Krishna. And the third manifestation of success in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna's Leelas manifest. So Leelas will manifest the level of Bhav and Prem, and Gunas will manifest the level of Sakti, and Krishna will manifest at the level of Ruchi. So the definition of all these states of Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav and Prem are given in a book by Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur called Madhurya Kadambini. It's in Hindi also, you can get it in Vrindavan. Madhurya Kadambini, you can understand. So how to realize Krishna is not different from his name? Because this verse says, Atasya Krishna Namadi. Beginning you chant Krishna's name, and by doing save on Mukhe, you do save as the holy name. By chanting the holy name, you have these experiences. This is described by Jiva Goswami and others. So you're having no experience, you have to chant more. Have to do more service also. Without aparad, avoid aparads. The biggest problem why people have no experience of Krishna and chanting the holy name is Vaishnava aparad. Entire book called Chaitanya Bhagavat is dedicated to teaching the principle, don't make Vaishnava aparad. Entire book, 3,000 slokas. Don't make Vaishnava aparad. We make Vaishnava aparads the right, left, and center. Every day we make 5 aparads. So we're not getting, it's like, you make 1 rupee, you spend 5 rupees. You do 1 rupee's bhajan and you spend 5 rupees in an aparad. So you're not getting too far. We should live by the motto, love all, respect all, serve all. Love everyone, respect everyone, serve everyone. But we're too egoistic. Ego doesn't let us do that. So there's 2 kinds of insects. There's a fly and a honeybee. Fly likes saliva, eats saliva and pus and blood and all kinds of dirty things. But honeybee only eats flower pollen and flower nectar. So gossip, rumors, this is like fly bhav. Mucky bhav. We should have mucky bhav. Sweet fly. Madhukara bhav. Madhukara bhav. Krishna Deva Bhavantam Vande Madhumara Makarande, the nectar of the flowers, Makarande. Drink the ras. Vaishnavas are all great. But we like to hear all the dirty stuff about Vaishnavas. This guy, hear about this guy did it. Oh, he did that. Well, I heard something else. What's up? Wow. Does his wife know? Does his guru know? No, he doesn't know. This is top secret, don't tell him. Okay. Then the next day, internet viral. It's all internet. Did you hear so-and-so? Oh. Kali Yuga, Kali Prabhav. We like dirty things. In Kali Yuga, people like dirty things. They like dirty books, like dirty movies, like dirty pictures, like dirty words, and they just like dirty things. It's Kali Yuga. Kal means black, dirt. Nama Yoga, Mahayoga, Kalo Kama Shanashanam. Kalo Kama Shanashanam. Krishna Chaitanya Prityarte, Nama Yoga Rabhyate. This is a mantra we chant before we chant japa. My Gurudev taught me this mantra. Nama Yoga Mahayoga. Kalo Kama Shanashanam. Kalmasha means dirt, filth, kal. The word kal is there. Kali, kal.
Kalmasha. Kalo kalmasha nashna.
Kalo kalmasha nashna. In the age of Kali, all the dirt is destroyed by Nam Yoga Mahayoga. Nam Yoga Mahayoga, kalo kalmasha nashna. Krishna Chaitanya Prityarte. I'm chanting this holy name to please Lord Chaitanya. For the art, Chaitanya Priti art. Chaitanya Priti art. For the please Lord Chaitanya. Nama Yoga Arabhyate means to begin. Arabhyate means begin. Arab means begin. Nama Yoga. Now I'm going to begin my Nam Yoga. Nama Yoga Arabhyate. 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 You got it? Nama Yagya. Arabhyate. You know that mantra? Jaya Radhe. So we like all these dirty things. So we have to chant more holy names. And then when you're chanting holy name, you'll be like Bilvamangala Thakur. You'll chant the holy name and say, Madaram, 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 Madaram. I wish I had millions of tongues. Wish I had millions of tongues to taste the nectar of Krishna's name, and millions of ears to hear the nectar of Krishna's name. That day will come if you sincerely chant Krishna's name without aparadhs. There's only one aparadh you have to worry about, Vaishnava aparadh. That covers everything. Because the Guru is Vaishnava, so you don't commit Vaishnava aparadh, means you don't offend Guru. We offend Guru, we offend Shastra, we offend Guru, we offend Vaishnava all the time, every day, all the time. Hey Radhe Sham, Krishna Balaram. What's the question?
Before you say that Krishna Rupa manifests at the state of Ruchi, but what?
Maybe.
But
He's happy.
I don't understand. What is the difference between meditating on Krishna, like I don't know, I see the picture of Krishna, and after I try to visualize him, or manifest Krishna manifest his Rupa, and the same with the Lila. What is the difference?
The question is asked, what's the difference between just seeing a picture of Krishna and closing your eyes and thinking of Krishna and actually having Saksha Darshan? You have to have that experience to know the difference. But if you see Krishna, you'll faint. First of all, you'll faint. And your body will exhibit ecstatic symptoms. Tears will flush from your eyes like a rainstorm. You'll start sweating, your hair is standing on. When you look at a picture and close your eyes, that happens to you? No way. So there's millions of differences, millionfold difference between seeing Krishna's Rupa when you're chanting Hare Krishna and closing your eyes and thinking of a picture of Radha. That's called Anubhav. Anubhav means experience. And if you don't have the experience, you don't have it's like Delhi Kaladu, you know. You don't have the experience, you know. What does the lotto taste like? You can describe it until you taste it, you won't know what it tastes like. What does jackfruit taste like? So you have to taste it to know what it tastes like. You can't describe it, it's beyond description. Experiencing Krishna's Rupa when you chant Hare Krishna, that doesn't come easy. It's not Ruchi, it doesn't come overnight. So this is the first month of Chaturmasya, no leafy vegetables. Not supposed to, the minimum observance, no leafy vegetables. That means no pudina chutney. Sorry. No palak paneer sabji. Sorry. No any kind of leafy thing. No salad, no lettuce in the salad. No any bandhoga. No leafy. Actually, no leafy things for 4 months. But anyway, at least the simplest form of Chaturmasya described in Hari Bhakti Vilas was introduced by Prabhupada in ISKCON. No leafy vegetables this month.
What about tulsi?
What's that?
Tulsi.
She's not a vegetable.
Even
What's he saying?
You're offering something with tulsi.
What are you saying?
when offering food.
Ask Govinath, he'll tell you. So no leafy vegetables. Next month, no dai. And third month, no dude. No milk and no sweet rice either. And fourth month, no kachoris. Kachori mukhi bandhoga. So any questions? Last question. One last question. Another question?
There is nothing, there is nothing.
Okay, go ahead. Sir, yeah.
I hear that there is like 3 types of devotees, 3 types of disciples. First disciples that doing spiritual life like first life, and they need Diksha Guru usually. Second type that already they practice not first life, maybe second, third life, fifth life time, and if they are advanced enough, they don't need Diksha Guru. It is enough for them just Raganuga Shiksha Guru. And third kind of devotees, those who are connected to Paramatma or to Radharani, like always 24 hours they are connected to Paramatma, they don't need Guru at all. As it is enough for Chacha Guru, for them is enough. Is it true?
The devotee asked an amazing question about 3 kinds of devotees. And what he said, these 3 kinds of devotees you can find in the world. You can find samples of these 3 kinds of devotees, and some of those samples have become great acharyas and great Jagagurus, etc. They don't have any guru in this life, they didn't take diksha in this life. But we should follow the standard process. Exceptions to every rule are always there, but exceptions don't establish the rule. The existence of exceptions to the rule don't eliminate the necessity to follow the rule. The rule is in every life you take a guru. When Krishna came as Ramachandra in Treta Yuga, he took a guru. When Krishna came in Dwapara Yuga as Krishna, he took a guru. When Krishna came in Kali Yuga, he took a guru. So every age Krishna appeared, he took a guru. So every birth we take, we should take guru. This is Krishna's example. Krishna said, when Krishna came in Kali Yuga, he said, look, I already had guru 2 yugas ago. I have guru Maharaj. I don't need any guru. I realize all truth. That's not the example of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He took a diksha from Ishwarpur, he got the 8-syllable Gopal mantra. No Krishna, go Govinda, go Vaisnava. That's 8 syllables. You understand?
Yeah, I understand. It's from the line.
I don't know, whatever, it's okay, nice, but I try to follow the standard process. You have human life, you should take guru. That's what the Shastras say. Human life, you should take guru. Hari Bhakti Vilas says, if you have a human life, you don't accept guru, you become born in an animal next life. And it's a quotation from Puranas. Hari Bhakti Vilas number 2. The shloka is there. If you're a human being, you don't take diksha from a guru, you're born in Pasha Yoni. The Sanskrit is there. So, I don't believe in that. Okay, find out. What, you don't believe it? Okay, well, what if it's true? Row. What the dog is trying to say by barking is, take a guru. I didn't take a guru last time I became a dog. Listen to me, row. Take guru, row. Why does the dog keep barking at me? It seems like he's trying to tell me something. The dog is barking, he's telling me, take a guru. Last time I was a human being, I didn't take a guru, I became row. Go row. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe.
Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe.